like, what concerns me is that there's this environment now where we're almost more apt to trust our enemies than our allies, and that's very concerning to me.
Well, that is concerning when nearly everyone in
the
this
Bush administration for that. They've completely annihilated all of our trust.
See, I trust our allies and I trust our government much more than I trust our enemies on the war on terror.
But would you say, Elizabeth, that you trust the Bush administration as much as you did when he first took office?
Will you admit
to it? You know what? In a time of war, I think you are in a position where you have to trust
Nearly everyone in this administration is under indictment or suspicion. Nearly every person, from Karl Rove to Rumsfeld to Gonzalez. What do you have to do to get impeached in this country? You know what do you have to do?
You have to have Monica Lewinsky come into your office. That's what you have to do.
Let me tell you something. People will laugh at that incident. People will brush that off, and I'm going to be Monica, and I'm going to be discreet because your daughter's here.
Okay.
But let me tell you, while he was enjoying himself, there were things going on in this world. Namely, 3 times he could have had Osama bin Laden within his scope, and he was too busy.
I don't know.
to try to
Wait a minute. Wait a second.
That is important.
I'm not sure that he was enjoying himself at that moment.
I'm sure he was doing nothing but enjoying himself.
No, I don't think so. I think him talk.
The other guy was as bad. The other guy was as bad. He did this. That digresses from what the real issue is and the issue is. But even you worded a war on terror. I think personally that is propaganda.
Exactly, Marcia Gay. Thank you.
I don't like the wording of it like that.
Because it makes people into evil and good.
I'm sorry, but the people who...
But this is
John, whatever his name is, he's a bad guy. He's a very bad guy.
I'm not saying
explicitly he wants to wipe Israel off the map. This guy is a bad guy.
Am I saying he's a good guy and I want him over for breakfast?
I'm not.
But I'm saying that in America we are fed propaganda, and if you want to know what's happening in the world, go outside of the U.S. media, because it's owned by 4 corporations. One of them is this one. And you know what? Go outside of the country to find out what's going on in our own country, because it's frightening. It's frightening. And if you don't...
think we're being brainwashed as a whole country. I think not.
I think democracy is threatened in a way it hasn't been in 200 years, and if America doesn't stand up, we're in big trouble.
Stand up right now against Iran and implement tougher sanctions. We'll have a war here. If you want a war here,
All I want Elizabeth to do is admit it was a mistake to go into Iraq. Just do that.
I don't see it as a mistake.
I know you don't.
I don't.
In a no-bid contract for 5 years, Halliburton, wait a second, $16 billion. You want to know why we go into Iran? For the money.
Listen.
That's why we would do it. And that's corrupt.
What is oil in this world? Oil is power. So if you want to turn that over to them and be fighting from a...
We're the oldest democracy in the world, and that's something to be proud of. We're the oldest democracy in the world, and we're a democracy founded on capitalism. But capitalism, the definition is not, where we are right now is capitalism run amok.
Yes.
And there was an ideology in the early democracies that were about a lot more about community and a lot more about helping your neighborhood and your country. And now I feel like we're in a kind of an imperialistic stage, and that's not the ideologies of our forefathers.
To clarify, in terms of this war, do I think we went in the right way? No, we could have done things a lot better. We should have gone in with more troops. There should have been... I'm not a military strategist,
But do you think Iraq had anything to do with 9/11, Elizabeth?
You know what? That's something that I struggle with.
Did Iraq have anything to do with blowing up the
I
Twin
believe that
Towers?
at the time, George Bush our president, was faced with a decision, and all the evidence stated that it did, and all the evidence that all the Democrats who voted for this war saw, and
All the cherry-picked evidence.
Okay, well, the evidence that they saw indicated that Iraq had a part in 9/11, and that they were plotting to use those weapons of mass destruction in
still think this now?
Hang on. He had the choice to make the mistake and go in there, assuming that they did or that they didn't. Okay, I'd rather him make the mistake on the fact that yes, they had it, and at least we went in
Let me
there.
ask you one more thing. Do you think the government purposely misled the American people to believe that Iraq had something to do with 9/11?
No.
Yes, says the crowd.
Do you believe that the government had anything to do with the attack of 9/11? Do you believe in a conspiracy in terms of the attack of 9/11?
No, but I I do believe that it is the first time in history that fire has ever melted steel. I do believe that it defies physics for the World Trade Center Tower 7, Building 7, which collapsed in on itself. It is impossible for a building to fall the way it fell without explosives being involved. World Trade Center 7. World Trader 1 and 2 got hit by planes. 7, miraculously, the first time in history, steel was melted by fire. It is physically impossible.
And who do you think is responsible for that?
I have no idea. But to say that we don't know that it imploded and it was an implosion and a demolition is beyond ignorant. Look at the films, get a physics expert here from Yale, from Harvard, pick the school. It defies reason.
Let's get one. Let's get one, because that
I would do it.
Is the unthinkable.
It is the unthinkable. But imagine if somebody could convince you of that, could prove it to you, Elizabeth. Just 7.
I don't think it would happen, but I would, if someone could say. Here right now and prove that to me, I would.
Okay, we're going to call up Harvard and we're going to call up Yale. And we're going to ask somebody from physics to come and explain.
Bush went to Yale. How good could they be?
We're going to take a break and we'll be right back in America, land of the free, home of the brave. Peace out. We'll be right back.
It also jumped in the head of to the head of the pack with someone who was not whimpering and who was not on in the nighttime and during the daytime. Rosie O'Donnell, who is the host of an entertainment show, and more time.
One of the biggest Bush haters in the media is Rosie O'Donnell, a fanatical leftist who has been given a daily platform by the American Broadcasting Company. Ms. O'Donnell is now actively supporting Iran against her own country and Britain. On her website, Ms. O'Donnell posted this quote about the British hostages. False flag operations are covert operations conducted by governments which are designed to appear as if they are being carried out by other entities. The British did it on purpose. They went into Iranian waters as the U.S. military builds up on the Iranian border. We will be in Iran before summer as planned, unquote. So according to Rosie O'Donnell, the British set up their own people to be kidnapped to incite another war. This nutty theory goes along with O'Donnell's contention that 9/11 was a conspiracy and that terrorists mean us no harm. Don't fear the terrorists. The question is, what should ABC do? Remember, ABC fired Bill Maher after he said the 9/11 killers had courage. Joining us now from Washington.
Was an inside job. 9/11 was an inside job. 9/11 was an inside job. 9/11 was an inside
Yeah, I believe that. Yeah. Oh. Check out the DVD. You know all about it. Check out the websites on the back too.
And I believe that's true.
Thank you.
It's a nice cutout.
Oh, where I found that cutout.
This way. He's
Yo, hold on, get this on camera. Yo, Mac. Yeah. This is private property. Private property.
Okay, wait. All right, hold on.
This is just a clarification.
Yeah. The public is a conversation, sir. If you do it for God's property, you charge us. And he brings it. What's the charge? So it doesn't go on the sidewalk?
Let me say what. Let me say, but you get out of here. I want you out of here. Oh, why?